wanting the key for someone else to find. To see the world alone. If only I could see the world alone. 'Cause I'm going up in flames. I'm leaving for the sky. 'Cause I'm going up in flames. A rapture in the night. The night. A fracture in 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 the night. I'm up in flames tonight. I'm going up in flames. I'm leaving for the sky. 'Cause I'm going up in flames. A fracture in the night.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Race Day TV, the live show. Somebody is not having any part of it yet. He's like,
we got the real boss there right now.
I know.
what's going on, guys?
Jesus Christ. He's just throwing everything.
Jesus.
He's acting like his dad. Come on.
Hey, you shut your dirty old mouth.
So what's going on, guys?
Not too much.
Sick as
What's going on, little man?
This is the reason why we don't sleep. Right here.
So real quick, right off the bat, we have the banquet forms are out, guys. Hudson and the New England Dwarf Car Banquet is January 11th, 2025 from 6 to 10. Got to make sure that you guys get those forms in sooner than later. And Lee's is January 17th, 2025 from 7 to 11.
Claremont says January 25th. That was all posted today.
Yep, that
So-
went up as well.
We need to have those back, I think, by January 7th, just so we can have everything prepared on our end.
He's like, what are you doing?
See, look at the fat guy with the tits.
Ryan's over there.
Mine are smaller.
Also got something else coming up at Claremont, Mike. Turkey Day Classic, November 30th, 2024.
This is the fourth year we've done it. First 2 years at Claremont. Last year we did it at Star. Now we're back having it back at home where it belongs, and we'll just keep moving forward with it.
Can you turn on the comments, Mark?
Yeah, go on.
No
Right.
comments for you.
We've
None. No, don't touch the computer, buddy.
Scott Riggleman said, I just registered for the Turkey Day Classic
Yes,
with
he
my
did.
Pro V8 car. See you guys then.
Yep. Ben and I teamed up to do this together, and it's going to be a full day. We got a lot going on, but we'll be done by 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock at the latest. Get started at 1. Multiple divisions. 50 lap, highlighted by a 50 lap super street race, paying $1,000 to win. What else we got? Ridge Runners and a Pro V8 Sportsman running together. Dwarf cars, we firmed that up today. The New England Dwarf Car Series and a non-point event for that day. And the Hippos will be making their first appearance. And actually, we posted the registration form this afternoon. I don't know. I think we got 4 or 5 already, so that ought to be fun. And Crown Vics are going to make their first appearance.
Yeah.
And mini stocks, pair stocks, 6-shooters, and a 4-cylinder enduro. So we're
That
going
is
to
a full day of events.
that is a full day.
Why
We're
don't we
going
add a few more divisions?
we're gonna we'll be fine. We'll open the pit gates up at 9 and start practice at 11, and we'll post the racing for 1 o'clock, but if we can get started at 12:30, Q1, we'll start racing a little early and get out of there a little earlier.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it'll be good. It'll be a good day.
So yeah, Jason Gagne says the 67 Pure Stock will be there as well. You get quite a few registrations in already,
I think
right
we
off the
got,
bat.
I mean, in the first hour, we had, I don't know, 15, 18 guys register. So we'll keep the entry list updated as we get going.
Excellent.
You know, it's a lot of fun that day. If it's cold enough, we'll have a fire in there. You know, we'll do it up and have a good time. And Ben's going to be involved, so Ben's always good for some crazy shit. So he always adds his flair to it. So
Let's see what dumb stuff I'll do.
Yeah, a question
Can we
here that
get a
says,
ramp?
is it a 4 or a 4 and 6 enduro?
4 and 6.
4 and 6. Okay.
4 and 6 together.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
And now I already ordered the ramp, so
Yeah.
sorry guys, my voice is gone. I'm sick as a dog, so
No, I mean, it should be a fun day to kind of end the season. Is that going to be RaceDayTV, Mark, or not broadcast?
Nope, that is not. You got to be there if you want to watch it.
You got to be there, so get out. We're gonna cut the admission price back for the day. 7 and up is $5 in the grandstands, weather permitting. Listen, guys, if it snows, we'll run the enduros and run the divisions of this of that weekend in that type of weather. But the grandstands, realistically, if it snows, probably will not be open because everything's aluminum up there, and we don't need somebody to slip on the aluminum, fall down, and get hurt. So pray for no snow. The way the weather is, I think we're going to be fine anyway. So.
Child.
Oh, the boss just left.
Yeah, don't worry, he'll be back.
All right, now we can make the fun plans.
No,
Spend all his narratives.
it'll be a good day. Yeah, we'll just keep plugging away at it and make it work.
Ryan is here, one of the co-GMs of the New England Dwarf Car Series. Want to give us a quick update on the Dwarf Car and a little season in review because we sometimes don't always get to talk about you guys as much as we'd like to.
Yeah, we had the little break there in the summer with doing the live stuff because so much was going on with all the tracks. So, you know, that was kind of our busy time. So, you know, kind of ebb and flow with it. So we wrapped up our season Friday the 25th at Star, where we kind of crowned our champion. Actually, it was already decided at Claremont. Tom just didn't even need to show up. He had enough of a lead.
He had a good year.
Tom Harwood.
He had a really good year.
Yeah, he just put on they put all the hard work together from the year before, and we all know how his season ended the year before with a boom. But you know, he probably would have won it that year. You know, it just seemed like luck the first year.
Yeah, he was having a great season last year up until that point, too.
You know, you look back 2022, he had some motor issues, had some more DNFs. The finishes just weren't consistent. He put it all together for 2023 and then had that small setback and came back out, finished the season strong at the end to kind of build off of for this year. And he just came out, hit the ground running. He had one DNF all year. Otherwise, he was on the podium or, you know, pretty much every week. You know, that consistency is going to get you
Absolutely
a championship. You know, you look back into it a little bit more. You got Ryan Carmen in the 08. He finished second in points. Didn't get a win all year, but I mean,
he was consistent by the sound.
I think he had 1 or 2 finishes out of the top 5 all year. You know, almost all top 10 finishes without looking at the numbers. But he was consistently like 4th. I mean, the guy could not. I think he ended up getting a 7th place finish to break his stretch of like 5 4ths in a row, and then all of a sudden he came out and he got a podium back to back. You know, so he needed that little hiccup to get there. He finished second. We had Cody Hodgson finish 3rd. He was our 2022 champion. He was one of our winners this year as well. He won the opening.
While you're talking, I'm just going to check because I want to make sure we're live on everything. We had a little bit of technical problems as we were going live here for a minute. The laptop almost went through the front door.
It should have.
So, yeah, I mean, Cody had a pretty good year. He came out strong with that win to start and then had a few issues with some DNF, some just consistency, as he would say. The car just was not 100% where he wanted it to be, which, as anybody that races knows, that can mean the difference between a win or third. And when Tom was doing what he was doing, you couldn't afford to not get that win.
If anyone wants a dwarf car, by the way, I'm selling a couple.
Yeah, so we shared one the other day. It shows a
not
36 on it, but it's the 04. Stu McCormick ran it a couple times this year. I think it was 6,500 gets you into that.
$6,500,
with
and I got tons
some
of spare
spares
parts
and stuff
for
like
it.
that. It's a really nice car. It is for a smaller driver.
So no, I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah, no one at this table could fit. Not even you.
Not
Mike.
even me. Oh,
Not
so you're
even
going to
you.
be. Stuart's a little guy, too. Yeah, he
so,
is. Really.
You know, it really is. You know, I don't even know if Cole Littlewood could fit. I think he drove it actually, or somebody did, and it was a tight fit. So, and he got a couple other cars going there. You know, looking into it as well, Chris Sullivan finished 4th this year in points. He ran every single race, every single lap. He completed every single lap of every single race. And going back to those that weren't at Star that don't know, he was involved in one of the wrecks at the end on lap 8 that caused us to go park everybody for a little bit because we couldn't figure it out.
That happens.
Yeah, you know, and Bobby was great. He's like, hey, just why don't we park them? We'll get the other divisions done. And if there's time at the end of the night, we'll let you guys finish.
Yeah.
We went in. Justin Harris, even John Espinette was holding the flashlight. They just went to town on that car, got it back together, got him out there. You watched one of his tires, and it just did not look like it was going to hold on. I don't know if they used a different upper that wasn't the right length or anything like that or something, but it just. Yeah, but he held on, finished the race. You know, it was those glory days of that Iron Man guy that's out there.
Yep.
So that was nice to see. I do want to give a little update for those that don't know. Joe Akers, the driver of the 25X, was injured at Star. I spoke to him yesterday. He's in good spirits. He is going to have a procedure done to kind of take care of that. So just wish him well. I told him I'd stop by and see him after he got done with surgery and check in on him. So I know all the dwarf drivers and everything we're reaching out and kind of acknowledging to him like, hey, we're thinking of you, bud. Joe had a really rough season. He hit the wall at Wiscasset. They slapped together his car to get him back out there. That wasn't right. He started off, I think, the beginning of the year with an opportunity to beginning of the season, he hit the wall at Claremont, I think, at one of the races. I mean, I think the car's been...
It's been one of those years for him.
And he tried to make every race. I think he missed one. Riverside, the second Riverside race, he didn't even try to go to. The first Riverside race, he blew 2 motors, I think, that day. And he said, I'm not making the 3.5-hour drive to Riverside from Orange, Mass.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
And then... Andrew Harmon actually finished 5th. I know, like in points. Like who would have guessed that at the beginning of the season?
He had a decent year too.
Yeah, he
barely any DQs.
No.
Weird.
It was the very first. Or black
Is that how you grade Andrew's season, by how many DQs he has?
Yeah, it's usually a lot.
Or how many black flags.
Yeah. So with dwarf cars, he follows the rules. It's the pure stocks where he struggles with those control arms issues. But he had 3 wins. He had a really strong season. He started off not so great, and I think that's what the difference actually between him being probably up there battling for the championship and being 5th was he just had a few DNFs. Car wasn't where it needed to be early on in the season, and that kind of hampered him. Do want to talk about our Rookie of the Year, Ronnie Carmen. That gentleman crashed his car in the beginning of the 2023 season.
Is Ronnie the dad or the son?
The dad.
Ronnie.
That's the dad. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it confused.
Yeah, Ronnie crashed his car at Monadnock in 2023
hit
at
the wall
the
head
opener
on.
head on in turn 4. He just
That was a
scooted
hit.
across head on. They left Hoosier marks on the wall.
That was the wheeling day, if I remember right, wasn't it?
I
I think it was. I think you guys were there for wheeling.
I think it was. Yeah, it was. It was. And head on into that wall. That car was destroyed. He ended up rehabbing, doing everything he needed. Came back this year. He got faster every week. His son Ryan got harder, faster every week. They worked their butts off with a 2-car team. It was awesome to see, that commitment. 7th in points was actually Daniel Brofman, and if we had an award for like the longest driver, like we were talking about, driving from
Jersey
up here. He probably has everybody beat, but Dan Brofman lives up in Berlin, New Hampshire area.
Yeah, so he's got a 3 or 4 hour toll most everywhere he goes, except for Groveton.
Right. Yeah. So he was at every, he was there. He made, I think he was at all but one race. So it was nice to see that. He was a rookie this year with the series. And again, we had another strong rookie class. We had, 5 or 6 different, brand new drivers that ran pretty regularly. Jeremy Rodman, another guy that had a rough season.
Love that guy. He's such a nice dude.
Man, always, as much as he may be down, and you kind of expect that when somebody's having their rough night. He just did not quit.
He doesn't quit.
And the kicker is he was he didn't really get to focus on finding speed. He was replacing parts every week.
Yeah.
But in the process, he was learning about his car. I was talking to him the other day. He's like, I learned so much about my car that I didn't know, and was still able to get faster while doing this. He goes, I would have much rather preferred just getting faster. It would have been cheaper on the wallet. He debuted
a lot of those were victim of circumstance as well.
Yeah, he's like our Danica Patrick. They had the long flowing hair.
I wouldn't go that
long
far.
flowing hair, the boobs. I mean, I kind of see the comparison, right? But Jeremy was just that guy that always had him.
What the
Kind of
hell?
got derailed right there, didn't he? Yeah.
He's just always in the wrong spot. He always had a positive, upbeat attitude.
He just made Sterling crawl out the building.
He's been doing that. He's just round, ready to go. But Jeremy, debuted a brand new car at the end of the season just to finish.
Wait, or Danica or Jeremy?
Danica Rodman.
Okay.
It's his alter ego. But he just kind of.
She thinks it's funny.
Yeah, we're good. Not getting killed this week. And then ninth in points was actually Zig Gino. So, he was a first-time winner this year. He won at Wiscasset. This is the second year in a row.
That's the weirdest thing because no one has ever won a race. They always win at Wiscasset.
2 years in a row, we've had a brand new winner.
at Claremont too, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking he did.
He had a few different podiums. He see if we can get my race pass to load. Yeah, he had 6 top 5s. So he podiumed at New London Waterford, won at Wiscasset. Lee, he was on the podium at one point. So he had some consistent runs. He was a part-time guy. He missed a few races. He was fun to have.
Yeah.
He put on a show at Claremont. I know Brian Callen and I were talking about it, and he's like, man, he just came from 16th all the way through the field, with very minimal contact. You're going to have some rubbing. You're going to have some stuff. You're not going to make everybody happy. I didn't get to see much of Zig because I was taking care of some other stuff, so I didn't see much what was going on out there. I'm kind of going what other people said, so... And I'll take Brian Callen's word for it. And then to wrap up our top 10 was Tim Griffith. He was the team car for Joe Makers, 25, and Tim had some motor issues and as well. And it was a fun season. I was looking at some numbers the other day. We had 39 different drivers earn points this year. 41 different. We had 2 others that attempted to run with us.
Imagine if they all showed up at once.
That'd be awesome.
I went through. I think the Pure Stock class at Claremont, I think I looked the other day, we had like 58 different drivers compete in the Pure Stock division. If you could ever get everybody to show up at one day
That'd be awesome.
and just have a huge Pure Stock event or whatever division it is.
About half of them like showing up at Star, and we can't figure it out. So I don't want to see for him.
Yeah. No, but that'd be cool. I mean, that would be old school where you got to get up on the wheel and really race to qualify to get in the show for the day.
And we think that's the goal for everybody, right?
Sure.
I mean, every series track, you want to have 40 cars competing for 24, 26 spots, and the fans want that. Unfortunately, those days aren't going to be consistent. You're still going to see it every now and then with special shows. Pro Stock Nationals. You got. Some other different.
Some of the bigger events you might see that much, but it's tough. It's really hard.
Taylor. So yeah, I mean, it was a good overall season. We learned a lot. It was the first year for me and Lorraine. Ben kind of focused on the tracks a lot. And Sterling, he's got a
Sure.
and
Life happens, man.
So he trusted us a lot to take the reins and go with it, and we learned a lot. We weren't perfect. We made our fair share of mistakes. We learned from those things, and we're looking forward to a better 2025.
We all make mistakes every single year. It's just.
Yeah, Mike's still here.
I'm still here. You do what you think is right at the time, and then a couple days later, you look back and say, "Oh shit, that probably wasn't the right thing to do."
I can bring 12 if you want to make 40 Vics.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So it was exciting. We went to, as I said, we went to New London Waterford Speed Bowl for the first time this year.
I wanted to go to that race so goddamn bad.
You called me that morning. You were not.
I was so sick. I don't know what the hell I had, but I couldn't even move. I remember I backed the truck up to the trailer. I started loading tires on. I got 2 tires on. I go, I can't move. And I called you. I'm like, dude, you're going to have to drive. I got to stay home.
Yeah, and we went down there, and if it wasn't for Zig trying to dirt track, we probably wouldn't have had a caution that race. But then we go to Wiscasset and go green to checkered, and it's the ups and downs of a season. And I was looking at, like I said, I was looking at some of the numbers and the number of different podium combinations and different drivers, and been looking at the different years, and it's pretty cool to look at some of that stuff and see how many different drivers ended up on the podium for the first time, or we had. Mike Henderson, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. He finished 5th at Star by attrition. Sarah Hodgson got her first podium at Star this year. There's so many little stories that, uplift, and you see, and you're like, here's Sarah Hodgson, who has had some bad luck as well this year, and not by her own doing, and had to, miss a race here or there because of damage, and putting her car back together and everything that's going on.
Hard hits this year too.
Yeah,
she did.
And she just didn't give up, and she just kept battling. Car kept getting faster. She finally was able to avoid the wreck.
Yeah.
And that was the difference at Star than another pass. She avoided the wreck, and she was running second for a while, and then her stepson decided, no, I want that, and moved her out of the way. Now Cody raced her clean, but we'll say that, but that's the other thing, we have stepmom and son, we have father and son, we have,
That's cool.
We had, just within the series, we have husband and wife, we have, a couple teams of that, we have.
Yeah, Harmon and Harris.
Harmon
and Harris,
Yeah.
whatever you want to refer to them as.
The H&H.
The heterosexual life partners.
To kind of go on that.
Really, there we go. We had to take it over there again.
I said heterosexual, okay?
Well, it's funny, that starts with H, too. So it kind of ties into the next thing is that, if your last name starts with an H, it's like, the joke is like you have like 100%, 99% chance of winning a dwarf race if your last name starts with an H. People started looking into that. The day Zig won.
You got it right there.
Oh.
The day that Zig won, they had changed the G to an H on his car, and there's actually a picture in Victory Lane that you can see where it says Hino instead of Gino. So it was a fun season. We had a lot of different drivers. Some with no experience, some with, a lot of experience. You get some of those guys that have have a lot of experience driving, and I think that's kind of what makes the Dwarf Car Series the Dwarf Car Series. We do have to thank our sponsors, that made the season possible for us. You had Construction Site Machinery was new this year. They came on board. Acello Racewear came on board new. They're giving a fire suit to Tom. I guess they make them that small. I didn't know that was possible. We had American Racer New England, Bill. Those guys, they're amazing. Mike, you can probably talk more than I could about American Racer, but the tire they give the drivers, affordability, grip, and how long they last is just amazing. So it's exciting. It's exciting for our drivers to have that. We had Bumpies come back. They do so much for our drivers. They did the Triple Crown Series. They were paying registration fees, season registration fees, weekly registration. They took care of the drivers So, we can't thank Nick and Beck enough for doing that for our drivers. They made that really possible for a lot of people to be able to take that extra money and put it towards their cars, buying tires, that type of stuff. So,
Harmon says over half the dwarf drivers are 2 years or less experience.
yeah,
That's pretty insane.
I would, say that's probably accurate as far as in dwarf cars.
Well, that and everyone thinks that the dwarf cars are an entry-level division.
It's nowhere near
no
entry
way in
level,
hell.
no.
The day we had Zig on here and he was talking about, the comparison of setting up the dwarf car in comparison to a pro stock or modified, kind of tells you exactly where these cars are at. They're just miniature versions of those, and so having that knowledge and experience, and it's a cross between a dwarf car. A dwarf car is a cross between like a go-kart and a modified. American Racer Slicks, they do make those.
They do, but now you're talking in a whole nother time bracket.
Yeah, and what that does is, I would bet it would increase their tire bill twice fold because they're not going to last anywhere near as long as the tire that they have.
Yeah. No, the tire that they have is actually a really good tire.
Yeah.
There's so many dwarf car series that run them all around the country.
Yeah.
Justin, you ran the Slicks, or are you referring to our normal tire?
I think
he's referring to
the Slicks.
Yeah.
Oh, so all in all, what would be one of your favorite highest moments of the season? What's one of the ones that you're going to take into the banquet being very fond memoried?
The drive to Wiscasset with Andrew Hennessy in the back seat.
Oh my god.
That for me was right up there. But as far as on the track, Zig getting his win at Wiscasset, I like putting a good race on, and the drivers putting a good show on for the fans. So there's a lot of them. You watching the guys, the handicapping of the previous winners to the middle of the pack, really, I think, put on some shows from time to time. So that was good. Sarah Hodgson finishing on the podium at Star after the night that it was pretty awesome to see. Somebody that's, just blood, sweat, and tears of 3 years of not being able to do anything, just struggling to get there. And then finally seeing the smile on her face of like, hey, I got a little bit of luck today, and look what happened. Yeah. I think that for me was a lot. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. It's a long, 16 race season, but it feels like it was, 40 weeks of stuff to pick from. Yeah. No, I get PTSD from flatbeds.
I think it's a low.
That's a low point.
I was so pissed off.
I still
Harmon
get it.
said 7 tires all year, and his right front is from 2022.
Yeah, that's.
believe
I
it.
mean, sure, Tom might be watching and everything, but he could probably tell. They're 8-10 tires max, and usually
If you
that's
don't get a flat.
that's and some of that's even if you do get a flat.
Yeah.
I think Tom bought 10, and the last 2 were because he didn't like his stagger.
It was slow.
So.
Well, does he have your cheated up motor in it, Justin? Though, I mean,
Hey, Justin. Your
Big
checks
motor.
keep bouncing,
big
bud.
motor. Big motor.
So pick one thing I think would be hard.
Why do you think he finally won?
Cumulatively, I think
kinda
just
had to
over the
figure that
course of the
was it.
season, I think it was just overall it was pretty good. It was a pretty great season. Like I said, there were more highs than lows, and I think that's what you look for. Waterford for the first time.
That was cool.
I think if I had to pick something, Waterford for the first time, and the fact that we put on a pretty good show that day. There was racing all the way through. People were using the outside, which anybody that's been to Waterford knows the outside groove is where you want to go. So it was a matter of who was going to go out there and try it and figure out that it would work, who got their car set up there. Tom struggled all day, and then Poggy waved his magic wand that he carries with him, and next thing you know, his car can go to the outside. put the show on, and then the fans there. You know, I think we talk about the racers a lot, but I had so many people come up to me afterwards going, that was one of the best shows I've ever seen. I hope you guys come back. You know, we're going to tell management we want you guys back here. This was awesome. So I think that would be the one that I would probably stick with at the end.
That's nice. Ken Ford says, been going to Hudson Speedway for over 50 years. I raced there in 1997. Thank you, Ben, for all the new updates. Place is amazing now.
Well, yeah, no
And
problem.
Harmon just wrote,
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, we get, you know, the nice thing about being with the Dwarf Car Series, you know, we go to Claremont, we go to Hudson. We won't talk about Lee. That guy doesn't like me. He puts flatbeds in the infield and schedules me last and kicks me while I'm down.
Keep going.
Yeah, you better be careful. You know, the schedule's not out yet, so
That's fine. I'll buy him a hot dog.
So actually, I got a question. Harris, are you coming back to the Dwarf Cars, or are you just gonna try and help?
I thought didn't he have a street stock for a while?
He did. He sold. Dude, he buys and sells.
He's worse
race
than
cars.
Ben.
Yeah, he really is. He's way worse.
Except for
than
Ben gets a problem and buys like 20 of one.
No, I buy the cheap ones. I buy the cheap.
So Justin,
race cars.
we need you at Claremont for the Turkey Day race and something. Whether it's
Hey,
it's
you
your
know what,
dwarf car.
No, hey, you want Harris? You want to drive the 04? It's literally sitting there doing nothing. If you want to drive it, you're more than welcome to drive it.
There you go, Justin. See, we hook you right up.
Perfect. I'll believe it when I see it.
Bob says he's driving Harris's dwarf car.
I don't know if you can fit Bob.
I don't believe it until I see it.
So Bob wouldn't be able to fit. All right, if Dave Halliwell couldn't fit, Bob's not fitting.
No, I think he's driving Harris's actual car, is what he's saying.
No, Dave. So
No.
Dave Halliwell tried to fit into Justin Harris's car for Claremont.
Gotcha.
He was supposed to drive it because Harris had been driving his Super.
Yeah.
And they were gonna,
Right.
Dave was gonna drive the dwarf car, and he just didn't fit.
I like that.
If Bob can fit, I will do it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've been saying that's that Joker lap that I
Yeah.
Perfect.
You'd have
For the next Enduro race, you should go Grand Prix style, but add the option of hitting a ramp on the backstretch. That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah, you do it on the front stretch. So what you do is you do the Grand Prix, but instead of going off of 2, going down in, you just go off of 4.
Well, you need the
coming off
start-finish
and going
line.
back on 1. No, you don't.
Where would you run the start finish line for that?
That's true.
Backstretch. If it's too close, we'll cut the trophy in half. Not that hard.
Well, I mean, the problem is that if you put the jump on the back, I mean, I'd want the jump right in front of everyone. So you
Yeah,
can see
no,
the
I
damn
get
thing.
why you
Just put another line in turn.
Well, no, all you need to do.
Going into turn 1. Put another
So
line there
what-
and use
what if
that
you
for
put
a start finish
All
line.
you do is just put it right on the X, because your spotters are gonna see anything right there. So the scores. So just have them go by the X, or right in the line. Put a line around in the middle of the X and go that way.
Justin, you got to know somebody with a street stock. Let's make it happen.
What if you put the ramp down low on the front stretch, and it's an option where they can go off the ramp to avoid going through the Grand Prix section?
That's why you put the ramp on the front stretch, so everyone has to go through the X. But if you're gonna hit the ramp, you gotta go past, hit the ramp, and then go around. I'm totally down with that. I said get the damn ramp.
Finish at the jump. The last lap is the jump.
You know, I'll ask how much it'll be to build one. If I can build 2, you put 2 of them together, so it takes the whole front stretch. Your cars.
Mark, you got enough cameras for this?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Speaking of that, Race Day TV, we need help, guys. We're looking to add a few more team members to the Race Day TV family. So if you're interested, reach out to me or any one of the GMs, and they'll put you in touch with me. Growing, we got a lot of stuff on the horizons. We want to continue to offer the highest quality streams that we can, but we need more help in the process. So that's what I have on that.
Are you going to drive the dwarf car, Taylor?
I'm totally down for that.
That's kind of funny. That would be awesome.
That'd be cool. God,
Hey,
I want my
I've had
voice back.
some questions about track schedules. I can tell you Claremont's schedule is all set, just waiting on license approval from the city. So hopefully I'm hoping by the first week in December we'll be able to release that. It's just a matter of getting on the schedule for the city to go to the licensing board. So hopefully that will be all in place by the 1st of December. And I think, John, you're in the same situation, right?
We're just waiting on one outside touring series.
Yeah. And, so hopefully all our
Hudson, Hudson, all I got to do is I tell him I want every Sunday from beginning of April to the end of October, and then
End of November? What? No.
I mean, I could, but
You never know.
could.
Well, I think all three of us, all three racetracks, has some pretty cool special events planned for next year. So over the next 6 weeks, we'll have a lot of cool shit to talk about.
In between all your trips.
No. We got PRI and Snowball. Yeah. Well, that's whatever.
And then we got banquets.
Banquets, and there's a lot going on.
Daytona will be here before you know it.
And Daytona will be here before we know it. It never stops. People think, when you're in the race.
Modifieds twice. Yeah, I think modifieds. I don't know about super though, Justin, but modifieds, I'm sure are going to be there at least twice.
Let's pull this down right here. Anybody want to chat? You guys, the phone's here if you guys want to call and talk. I mean, ask questions, talk about your season, tell us how your stuff went, and if you act bad, we just hang up on you, move on.
As you know, hey John, are there Crown Vics at the Nationals? Yeah. So yes, Harmon.
Yeah, I think I think everybody's gonna be excited. I mean, I'm working on the dwarf car schedule. We're probably 75% done. I'm waiting for a couple more places and trying to get into some new tracks. That's all, or go back to tracks we've been to that we haven't been on the schedule. We're always trying.
They race Vics at the Snowball Derby?
Yep, they do.
Ben's loading up at himself.
I don't know, maybe.
Jess, you're going on a vacation again.
Yeah, they race Vicks down there all the time.
Huh. Maybe I should go.
Outlaws back in 2025.
Yes.
There are Claremont.
They're at Claremont.
Yeah, we've said that.
We got
I don't know who's asking.
Bobby Melvin. So he might be
Melvin.
talking about down this
I
way.
told Bobby, so there's Outlaws at Claremont, but there's a couple races at Hudson, and there's a couple races at Lee.
I think it's a total of 10 or 11 events for the season.
Yeah.
It was 80
nice.
there last year, he said.
Oh, shit. 26 spots? Jesus Christ.
Bring multiple
Crown
cars.
Vic guys are asking questions. I wouldn't say much, but you can say that they can look forward to running.
So next year, Crown Vic guys, you can look forward to running at Lee more than a few times. I'm not going to spill the beans completely, but they're
More than once.
They're more. It's more than a few times. We'll put it that way. So that's after I drove Donnie shit bucks, I kind of fell in love with those stupid things. Now I got like 12 of them. So if anyone wants one, give me a call.
Yeah, you're the broker of dwarf cars and Crown Vics.
Yeah, I got 4 dwarf cars. I got 12 Vics.
You counting yours in that?
Yeah, I'm counting mine. I'm actually gonna sell my car because I'm not gonna have time.
So hey, I want to just jump back into the Turkey
dwarf
Day
car, by
race
the way.
for a minute.
I would love that.
We've opened the rules up for a couple different things. The Ridge Runners and the Pro V8 Sportsman cars are going to run together. The Ridge Runners are going to run by hour weekly rules by looking at the times from when they were up, when the Pro V8 cars were at Claremont and the Ridge Runners are there. They're very, very similar. So we're going to run those together at the Turkey Day race. And the Super Streets, we open the rules up to do some stuff.
Read that comment.
Yeah, it's not on our screens.
Says, I think John needs to look at his contacts in his phone so he knows what DeCourcy he's texting.
Yeah, so Super Streets,
It's Dakota that said that.
Oh. Yeah, it must have been my bad. I thought I was texting James the other day. That makes total sense on why that conversation went south.
That's funny.
So we open the Super Street rules up, similar to R&R, similar to the Claremont stuff. They're all posted. There's like 12 rules. Basically, the Claremont Lee Hudson guys are going to run their weekly rules with a few changes, and the R&R cars are going to basically run their package with some changes. 790 tires, maximum 6-inch spoiler, no side windows, and a different weight rule. It's all posted, so guys, take a look. Everybody I've talked to thinks the package will work fine for that day, so hopefully you all come out and support it.
That's funny. That's you going off.
Same thing with the mini stocks. You open the mini stock stuff. I've had calls from guys up at Race Up Speedway 95 that are going to come down, and guys from Monadnock that are reaching out. So this could be a good large car count in every division that day, as long as the weather cooperates. So.
Should be a fun event. Let's see here. I think that's everything that I had. Did you have more stuff that you wanted to cover?
No, I mean just going through that. I mean, like I said, I think we're gonna the grandstands will be $5 that day. Pit area is $40. Grandstands $5. I mean, yeah.
Come out and have another fun day.
Come out and have a good day. I mean, I'll be back here in a couple weeks. I'll come back down and do it again. I got some stuff I'm doing at the track next week, so I won't be here. So we'll just keep plugging away.
Got some probably some people we can do shows with in Claremont as well, because I will have something set up there shortly to be able to do shows over that way.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Chris Lindquist says Burr. Is he coming up? Or is he
25
not?
minutes closer for me.
Snow race is when's the
February? It's the Sunday after we get back from Daytona, like the 25th, 24th, something like that.
Perkins says minivans are the only cool division at Turkey Day. Should have a day for employees to have fun.
It's called Race Day.
It's called Race Day, Chester. Yeah, that's it, man.
Just because you get to have more fun than everybody else.
Grayson Racing will join you for the next live stream if that works. That's the one you were telling me about. Are they from down here or up that way?
They're from Litchfield.
Okay.
They're in, so.
I'd love to hear some of those old stories.
They're really good people.
Sweet. Keep up the good work you guys do.
We're trying.
Thank you, Chris Carver. Hey, bud, what's going on?
Hey, also, I've had questions about track rental. We can do individual track rentals. They've asked me the price. It's the same for everybody, whether it's a go-kart or a modified. It's $500 for 4 hours or $1,000 for the whole day. So if you're interested and you need some track time, just reach out and we can schedule it and get it done.
That's
too.
at Claremont.
That's at Claremont, yes.
Because Lee, good luck. In Hudson, I can only go on Sundays and holidays. So.
And there's pumpkins.
And there's pumpkins. Not as many as you think.
You can get practice in
A
for the
lot,
pumpkin race?
a lot of it gets really the pumpkins actually go away after a few weeks.
Let's see. What day track available drift cars would do that? Well, there are. You got to get into that because there's stuff with that.
The drift cars are a little different. I need to do some inquiries first before I have you guys. It's just a little different on my end. I can follow it up though. If you're serious, I can follow it up.
Drift cars are awesome though. We took that one out this year, and that thing was
I remember
bad.